Children learn about life through play and the objects that they play with. Children get more benefits from playing with realistic objects that replicate those found in real life scenarios. After all, children are adults in training. They are learning through play how to interact with and how they fit into the world around them. In the 1950s, stuffed baby dolls got pushed aside by children for not being current. Older girls wanted a doll that represented what they were mimicking through their play, their roles as adult women, which went above and beyond the limited role of just playing mom. And then Mattel created me. I was a miniature representation of a teenager. I was very pretty and popular, and soon enough, I even had a hot boyfriend named Ken. I was created based on a German doll, Build Lily, my biggest role model. She was so sophisticated and sexy at the time. I heard stories about how she was the image that young girls in the 1950s aspired to be. She set the bar high, but when Mattel created me, they set it even higher. But it wasn't long before my reputation spoiled. As time passed, my image changed and I became known as a bimbo. Of course I was pretty. I wanted girls to like me, but I got a lot of bad press. Times in society were changing. Women were gaining equal status to men. I became a woman from being a teenager, but my level of sophistication didn't change with my age. I was still dressing like a teenager. People started tossing my name around as an insult and a way to describe superficial, ditzy women. It's so hurtful to think about. My waist was only teeny tiny so that my little clothes could be sewn to fit my small dimensions. Did it matter how proportionately accurate I was in comparison to a real woman? After all, I'm just a doll, right? It turns out that I've had a lot of influence on young girls, some bad and some good. In the past couple of years, I've recently changed my image around to be more of a role model myself to young girls. I think I look pretty damn good for 53. I've had over 160 careers. Some people might call me indecisive, but I happen to have a wide range of interests and I switch careers often because I want to inspire young girls that they can be anything that they want. And not that Ken isn't successful or proactive about his career development, but I've definitely put more emphasis than he has on not only my success over the years, but on my other interests too. Sometimes I wish he had more ambition and drive to do more with his life, you know? He just has so much potential. Differences aside, I've held a steady and loving relationship with him for 51 years. I'm incredibly independent. I work well in groups as well as alone. I have a ton of practical skills and a wide range of strengths and interests. I'm quite tech savvy. I'm very musically talented. I'm really good at balancing my career with my social life and making time for my family and for Ken. I'm highly adaptable to new people and new situations. I'm a homeowner, I have a car, and I have a yacht for the weekend. I'm a responsible pet owner. I'm very active in my community. I have a great social network. Everyone knows my name. It should be easy for me to remain current. My makers at Mattel have made efforts recently to make me look physically healthier, like a real woman, but still, no one is really taking me seriously. Even little girls are losing interest in me at an earlier age than they used to. Older girls are embarrassed and ashamed to play with me. They are playing with other dolls that are overly sexualized in inappropriate ways, when I feel dolls should be sexualized within the right components, not dripped in makeup and dressed to look like strippers. Does this not create controversy over what is sexually appropriate in toys for young girls? And I don't know if you know, but more recently, boys are playing with me too. While it's flattering to be stolen away from your sister's toy box, it feels awkward when you only play with me in secret and feel shame about it. I wish my makers would take a hint from trends happening right now and stop dressing me in all this cheap-looking pink shit and making me a toy only geared towards little girls. We should be playing together inclusively. Come on, Mattel. Give me an accurate and empowering representation of who I am and what I stand for to both girls and boys that is current in society today. I am so much more than that. Why am I not conveyed as a role model, a current and valuable teaching tool for children to explore adult roles in society? In addition to learning about their bodies and mine, children naturally explore sexuality from a young age. I know this because the first thing most children do when we meet is look under my clothing at my body. Children like to set me up on dates with Ken, and sometimes other Barbies, and we always kiss and explore each other's bodies. It's a natural thing to be human, and I find it disturbing that society still ignores our developing sexuality, creating a huge imputation and disconnect about growing up when it should be seamlessly integrated within our development to adult life. It's interesting that it's okay and completely developmentally appropriate for children to play with realistic looking, anatomically correct baby dolls, but when it comes to an adult doll like me, there's suddenly a huge stigma about portraying my figure in a more realistic and accurate way. I don't even have nipples. If I'm a prominent reference point to what it is to be a woman, what must children think is going to happen when they grow up? Ugh, I, I want to know what Mattel can do next to keep me relevant in young lives and bring the brand that is me, Barbie, into the future.